Hey everybody, I'm Christy with Christi Creations, and today we are going to make a wedding 3D card that was designed by Vintage Press Studio, and I'm able to have it because I am ambassador for Papercraft Socials. So I've already kind of cut everything out and have it spread out. So I'm going to pull some things to the side, and we are going to start with the pieces of the cake. So if you've watched my videos before, you're going to be familiar with several things we're going to do here in a second. First thing we're going to do is I am going to adjust my height a little. That might be a little easier on both of us. I forgot I had to raise it up earlier for something else, and now I can raise it down. Two of them have tabs, and you'll see tabs in a few other places. Please do not cut those off. That is very important to keep those. And we're going to fold them in on two of these. And then you'll find out what we're going to do with the other two halves. So I'm using my bone creaser to give a better edge for myself. You do not have to. There we go. Now, if you flip these over, you'll notice these halves will go right on in and fit perfectly. The thing is, we are not going to glue them to the tabs down. We're just gluing the halves down in the slots they're available for. Let me grab some glue. I didn't grab it ahead of time. I have a new little kit I'm working out of, so it keeps everything organized right next to me and makes things a little easier to grab when I need it, instead of, oh, I forgot this and have to run across the room. Most of my oh, I forgots are sitting in the thing. So I'm using just a glue stick on this one, and it looks like I got everything, and we're just going to let that tab slightly up. And I can tell you right now, I missed a whole section right here. I don't feel any glue. I'm going to go ahead and hit that real quick and actually go up the whole side again. I'm working off a silicone mat, so I don't mind getting it messy. It's easy to clean. Now we're going to do our best of our ability to line all this up so we don't have to recut things, which is sometimes easier said than done. If it's on the back and doesn't line up as perfectly as on the front, I do not mind, but I prefer if I can get as much of it lined up as I can, so there's a lot less cutting on my behalf. And I'm double checking to make sure my fold line is still good. I think we're good. There's a little bit here showing. I may come back and cut later, but right now I need to put a little more glue there instead. And we'll worry about it in a little while. And we're going to do the exact same thing to this one. Got it all glued up. Raise it up. I look for the shine to see exactly where I missed, even though I could have sworn I went over those areas. I may have went too quickly. I'd rather over glue than under glue. So I'm again just going to try to line it up to the best of my ability to make everything match, which is sometimes easier said than done. So we're going to line it up here at the top here, and we're going to work the side, because I can trim the back. You know, I don't really want to have to trim if I can help it. And that's a good thing about inking. If you ink, is it will help cover up those nuisances. All right, we have two components semi-done. This tells me again why sometimes it's easier to use other things besides glue. Like glue stick, not glue in general. Okay, it's been a day. If you can't tell, I'm talking to myself. All right, you have 4 of these pieces. Now, 2 of these have a more of a gold little lace over them, or cream. Put those 2 to the side. The 2 we want to have more of a white variant over it than otherwise. So first thing first, we are literally just going to find the seamless pattern. So if you look closely, there's a seamless pattern right in there, and we're just going to glue that down to the tab. I'm not going to take a chance with just using glue stick. I would use some double-sided tape. I'm being very lazy and using my tape runner. And I'm just going to line this up. And we have half the front of the card glued. Now, something I have personally started doing ahead of time before I glue the cow, or listen to me, the cow. Before I glue the wedding card, I will put a white seam where it goes to the middle. So when the church, okay, I'm not doing good at all. When the cake is glued in before we do the inside, it is a little easier to make sure our lining is right. Like right now, I notice I need to cut something real quick to make this line up a little better. So give me 1 second. I'm flipping this around because I am left-handed. For some reason on that one, there was 2 ink lines there and not just one, and that was throwing off our cut a little bit here. So we're just gonna glue this on the inside where you want it. So if I want it there, that's where it's gonna be glued. I'm just gonna, since I know I'm gonna be doing some other things on it, I'm just gonna run some tape on it real quick. Tape runner, I mean. Now I'm going to close it again. Line it up where the bottom goes at the bottom, and the rest goes off the top. Okay, so we have half of it. Now, here's why I like folding slightly ahead of time. Because just because I want to say this will line up the exact same way, does not mean it will. And there may always be a word gap. I can't guarantee that either. So now we're going to use the tape runner the correct way. Run it, stick it. And now we have a semi-formatted card. Now, the reason why I didn't crease too heavily yet is on the inside. These 2 other pieces, that's what he's laid it inside. Again, is another seamless pattern that we are going to be putting in here and gluing down. So like so. That's how we'll be doing it. So what I do is on one edge, I use a good deal of tape on my double-sided tape runner, and I start there. So I can easily line it up to the best of my ability. It's never going to be perfect. If you're one of those that has to have perfection, be prepared to spend hours getting this fixed right. And I'm not going to do that to any of us. So as you can see, it is now slightly glued down. I am going to rotate it. Being left-handed, I have to rotate and run the tape runner down. And I think it goes to about, I'm trying to use this other side as a reference of where I need to stop. Run down to the middle. Now I'm going to take my glue stick and rub some in the middle as well. Now I'm going to let that fall. And we have half of it done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and keep it this way because I'm still going to be working. I'm going to run my tape runner right next to where I just ended. And I'm going to go a little this way and a little that way. And I'm going to take my seamless pattern, line it up straight with that seam, and let it drop. Now I'm going to slowly glue across this side so it'll finish at the edge. And if I need to, I can always go add a little bit of glue on the edge later. I'm not too worried on that front. But I am going to go ahead and do the edge there just in case. And I'm just going to let this drop. Now we have literally made the card. Besides for folding it. But we're not finishing it off like this. This is just the base of the card. Now we're refolding. Got one side down and two side down. Okay, we have now a nice pretty outside of the card, but we have all these tags, all these decor. So first thing I want to do, I want to talk about tags. I have several here. Some have hole punches, others do not. We will be showing you how to use them. I'm thinking I'm going to be using specific ribbons. But I have not decided, so I did not pull them. Just like anyone else, I have to make decisions later. But some of these, let's go with this one here, are plain. So you don't want to leave it plain. You can grab one of your fussy cuts. You can literally glue the fussy cut down to it, or you can hole punch the fussy cut and make it hang with it. Maybe the cake, that's all up to you. Simply, to get ribbons through, most of these have holes. I'm using a set from Hobby Lobby. I think this is a 1/4 inch one. I have 4 different sizes all together throughout different buys. I poke a hole, we have the tabs. But we're not going to worry about that because without that, all these things are neat. But where are we going to put them? Because there's no place for them to go in here at this point. That's where all the pockets, envelopes, and so forth comes in. You have 2 envelopes and plenty of pockets to pick from here. So let's set this aside for a second just to show you the pockets so you have one. So those are the pockets I have pulled out. And then you have 2 envelopes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I can already tell you I want to double these 2 pockets. And then I'm probably going to add a fussy cut on one of these. So let me grab my liquid glue. You know what? I think this is the first, I haven't touched my liquid glue till just now. Crazy. And make a double pocket. I'm just going to do the sides and the bottom real quick. And I'm going to just drop it down in it, on top of it at the bottom. And this, I'm going to let this sit to the side. Because right now, we'll have to make a decision on how we're going to decorate. Before we do that, we have 2 envelopes here. let's get them folded in and set up. So you're going to fold the tabs inward to the pattern and press down. And then we're going to fold it in half. And we press down. Then you can either glue now or fold the top half first. That's up to you. I'm folding it first this time. Sometimes I glue first. It all depends on my mood. So normally I'd grab my liquid glue or a tape runner. I'm going to show you how, if you buy the Amazon tape I have linked below, how you can literally just take it, and the smallest one I have on, because it comes in a set of 4 sizes, will fit these tabs perfectly. And you don't even have to have a tape runner or anything else. I have a little left over, so I'll just stick it. It's sticking to my hand, so I'm not going to be able to. I'll have to roll it up and drop it on something else and throw it away later. Alright, so now we have a little glue. We're just now going to peel the backing off the double-sided tape. And then we're just going to press it down over here on the other side, just like so, and you have one of your envelopes. You're going to do the exact same thing with the other, and it's going to be magic. In a minute, I'm going to hit pause, and when I come back, it'll be done. Okay, we got them both made now. And you didn't have to watch me make the second one because they're exactly the same. Now then, you can get some Velcro, probably a medium to small size Velcro for both of these. Put it on and they will work great with it. But we are now to the point of making this card more of a folio style card. Where are we going to put what? How much do you want to put? That is all up to you. Just because I do something does not mean you have to do something. So, first thing first, I always try to remember I want to leave some place for them to have a spot to write, just besides on the tags. So I'm going to put something cute down here, but I think I'm leaving this whole side up here available just so you can write on it as a gift. But then we have the back we can also use. So I'm going to put a couple pockets up here, and then we're going to move to the back. But first I want to see what fussy cuts I have that might look good. Ooh, that might look good right there. And maybe the wedding, no. The doves. It takes up space, but I really like maybe the doves there, because the doves don't, or do the doves work on this with that down? I don't have my Velcro with me, so I'm playing by ear. So it's too big for the doves. I may just leave that blank for now and make a decision later, but I know I'm definitely going to find a place for those doves to go. So, even if it's on the back side. I have my 3 pieces on the front. I think I may throw that right there to add a little bit more color there. That one's going to be easy because all I need to do is take a glue stick and put that on. And I'm putting it towards the bottom so when that tab comes down it's not in the way. And then all I need to do for the back of that is grab a couple strips of double-sided tape. Maybe. they didn't want to come correctly, so. And stick those. I'm off screen for a second. I'll be back on with y'all in just a second, I promise. Sometimes it's just simpler to jump off screen instead of messing up my things moving around more on me on what I'm trying to do with y'all. Alright, so I had the couple pieces of double-sided tape there. It ended up being 3, but I was aiming for 2. I'm also going to pop the top of my glue stick off and rub it across, and then later I will put the Velcro on, of course. So we're going to move that piece out of the way because it keeps falling down right now. And we're going to push that right there. But now I'm wondering about moving this card here and letting the writing be right there. So writing here, this over here instead of here. I think I like that idea. But first, on this side, I'm putting the truck. And to do this, I'm going to do the 3 sides with my liquid glue. And I am going to go ahead and grab some clamps to hold this down because of the angle it was at while I work over here. So I kept talking about wanting to use that dub. If I put the dub there, that still gives you some writing room. Or maybe, I don't know. But this is going to be somewhere before I'm done. It may be a decorative optional after the video because I always add up more decorations after. Don't ask me why, but I always end up doing it after, not during my live. So this other tag, I am running the glue across the sides and the bottom. Remember, this is the one I did a double on already. So this will make 2 pockets in one spot. And we're going to put it down. And I'm going to grab me another. I just knocked my glue over. Okay. My puppy is growling at something. I'm losing things. And this one thing I'm lost, I'm going to pause because I need to find first. Okay. What it was, if y'all are curious, I lost a pin to my glue cap. And, of course, I have my pup with me, so I can't have that. That would not be a good thing to happen if I lost it. So let's move on to decorating the back, because I think the front's going to be pretty much done. You can leave the back plain, or you have a couple more tags and stuff that you have not used yet that you can choose to put on the back, like so, or leave it as is. That is all up to you. I'm going to put a couple pieces on and let y'all see it real quick. And let's see. I think I found where my dubs are going as well. So let me get the secondary pocket on. This time I'm using my tape runner. And I do all the way across on that one. I'm going to put it up high. Like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue the dub down on the piece before I do anything else. I apologize, I know I'm off screen, but this is the best way I could do it. All right, now the dub is down. We're going to glue that right there onto there. And then I'm going to show you a couple things I'm going to do. One thing I'm going to do on the at least one, or if not 2 tags. And then we will be wrapping it up because the rest of it's all about decorating. And I like to try to leave the decorating up to y'all. But I also like to do a little bit of decorating with y'all to give you ideas of how to decorate. Okay, well that unfortunately gonna need to be folded. And some things catching inside. Okay, there we go. Let me grab me another clip. So we're gonna set that to the side while that glue dries for a minute. So we have a couple tags still here. Most of them have designs on them. So like this is probably hilarious. I may hole punch this one and put some foam on it and pop that up. I don't know. But the original planning I was looking at doing is what's called tag stacking. So you can put one tag, put another piece on it, and run ribbon through both pieces. Glue a decor piece on it, 3D foam it up. That is all up to you. There's so many options here. These and these are designed to go in pockets that I have on here. So let me pull this over and clip everything so you can look at it real quick. And then we have the wrap up so because the rest of it's all decor for you. So you have your nice front. You open it up, have a nice right space, some tags here, insert maybe some cute notes, maybe a gift card. That will be Velcro down. You flip over and they even have more of a surprise with more tags and notes and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. Thank you all for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you at a future video. Bye everybody.